Hey, what's up, guys? This is George Shamoun. I hope you can hear me well. This is my first live using my iPad. Usually, I use the phone or the computer, so let's hope this will go well. Um, as the title imply, I'm gonna talk briefly about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, the difference between them, and if you need all of them or not. So first, if you look at a web page, it's gonna be made up of codes HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And nowadays there are a lot of frameworks and libraries, and it gets complicated, and platforms. But if we start with the most basic, which is the HTML, it's the building block of a web page. So basically, imagine the web page is it's made up of rectangular portions or parts, and then it has codes in them, and each code has content, text, image, links, and others. So the form, let's say you want to put on the top your title, then subtitle, then an image in the middle of the page. The setup where each element goes is taken care but by the HTML codes. And then when you add the text and the image, the style, like the color of the text, whether it's bold, what type of, what size, what family type is the fonts, and whether it's underlined or not. This comes from the CSS, which is the styling that takes care of the color and the how things look, the aesthetic part of the web page. So you have the HTML. So first you have to build the page using HTML. So you put the content and the elements, what you need first using the HTML. Then you use the CSS cascading style sheet to style the HTML elements, like the color, the thickness, the borders, etc. There's so many of them. And once you finish the HTML and the CSS, you end up with a static page. It doesn't do anything, just, colors, shapes, content, but it doesn't do anything. Uh, if you want the page to be interactive or dynamic, uh, you have to use JavaScript, and it doesn't have to be the JavaScript starting from scratch. You can use libraries and platforms and frameworks. That's what I want to say, frameworks and libraries. But myself, I'm starting with the new JavaScript, so I have to use the most basic functions, the most they call it, I think, plain or vanilla JavaScript. It means you're not using frameworks or libraries. You just typing from scratch. You're making the code from scratch, and this is what I'm making because I want to learn it myself before I start using the libraries and frameworks like React, Vue, and Angular. So first, I want to get a basic handle on writing JavaScript code. Now, some of the basic I nailed them, but I have to learn more. So again, this video was about the HTML versus CSS versus JavaScript, and what's the difference between them, and whether you need them or not, you need all of them or not for a web page. So again, the HTML, it will once in the beginning you have to use HTML to build the blocks of the page, like the text, the title, and you want to arrange them in a certain way. That will take what will be taken care of by the HTML codes. Then the styling, which is the, let's say, the background color of an element, the border, the fonts, the style, the bolds, the underline. All of these are styling, and they're taken care of with a style sheet, CSS. It's called cascading style sheets, but you don't have to write to have a separate sheet. Usually, this is the best way. You can write even styling codes, styling codes in the in. You can embed them in a web page, but this is not recommended. You always have to separate the HTML from the CSS codes from the JavaScript. So it's recommended that you'll have a style sheet and you link it. You link the HTML to it. You add a link to the style sheet in your HTML document. Same thing with JavaScript, and you add the script element, and you add a link to your JavaScript file, and this way you can have them separate, the HTML, the CSS, and JavaScript. This way you can write each one separately, and you'll be more organized, and it's much easier than mixing all the codes together, the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But sometimes you have to do that, because recently I've done it on my website. So if you're interested in this content and how to start making web pages, whether you want to use codes or basic codes or no code, you can subscribe to this channel, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.